Have you ever wondered what went through Samson's mind when he realized he'd been betrayed again by Delilah? Or how Judas felt as he returned the 30 pieces of silver and realized there was no turning back? Today we are looking at the characters of the Bible through a new lens. We're peeling back the layers, unearthing the psyche of both the heroes and villains of the Bible, exploring their regrets, their darkest moments, and even the betrayal they may have faced. We've chosen 3 iconic tales from the Bible, each featuring an unexpected twist, leaving you to ponder which side you'd stand on. It's time to delve deep into the motivations, fears, consequences that drove these biblical figures, forcing them to make decisions that changed the course of history forever. And now, without further ado, let's dive into our first story, the legendary confrontation between David and Goliath. What if I told you the Bible's greatest heroes had dark secrets and its worst villains had shocking regrets? Today we're exposing the untold stories behind David versus Saul, Samson versus Delilah, and Judas versus Peter. And by the end, you'll see yourself in their battles. When we think of David, we picture a heroic giant slayer, a man after God's own heart, destined to become the king of Israel. Yet as we peel back the layers of his story, we encounter a man wrestling with his inner demons. David, the hero, is plagued by moments of fear, doubt, and even despair. Remember when he faked insanity to escape King Saul's relentless pursuit, hiding among the prophets at the cave of Adullam? Or when he found himself in a cave with Saul, hesitant to kill the very man who anointed him as future king? These instances reveal a different side of David, a man struggling with moral dilemmas and wrestling with his conscience. On the other hand, King Saul, often seen as the villain, was once a young man filled with zeal and potential. Anointed by the prophet Samuel, he initially displayed courage and leadership skills. But as his reign progressed, envy and paranoia took root, transforming him into a vengeful and tormented ruler. This transformation is a stark reminder that even those who start with noble intentions can succumb to the darkness within. So here's the burning question. Why did God reject Saul while forgiving David? The answer might just shatter your excuses. Next, we turn our attention to Samson, a man whose strength was unparalleled, but whose weaknesses were equally monumental. The Nazirite vow, a sacred commitment to abstain from alcohol, cutting his hair in contact with the dead, was a testament to his dedication to God. Yet Samson repeatedly broke this vow, leading him to confront the manipulative harlot Delilah. Their story is a tragic tale of temptation, deceit, and ultimate betrayal. Samson's fatal flaw, perhaps, lay in his inability to resist the allure of sin, even at the cost of his own demise. In a world where temptations abound, Samson serves as a warning against compromising one's principles, no matter how strong one may be. Delilah, often portrayed as the villain, was bound by her own circumstances. The Bible doesn't speak of love for Samson, but rather highlights how she was paid to uncover his secret. Her actions, though reprehensible, could be viewed as a result of coercion or a means of survival. In the most heartbreaking twist, Samson continued to love Delilah even after she betrayed him 3 times. This raises a profound question. Does love sometimes blind us to the truth, even in the face of repeated betrayals? Finally, we come to the ultimate power struggle, the battle between Judas Iscariot and Peter, both disciples of Jesus Christ, both involved in his crucifixion. Yet their fates diverged drastically. Judas, driven by greed, betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Peter, consumed by denial, denied knowing Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed. Their contrasting actions serve as a powerful metaphor for the choices we all face. While Judas ultimately ended his life, Peter went on to become one of the pillars of the early church. So here's the pivotal question. What set Judas down the path of despair while granting Peter the opportunity for repentance and redemption? As we dissect the motives, fears, and consequences of these biblical power struggles, remember, they're not just stories from the past, but reflections of human nature, timeless tales that resonate with our own internal conflicts. They remind us that heroism isn't always straightforward, and villainy isn't always intentional. Each character grapples with their inner demons, making choices that define their legacies. David's moments of weakness, Saul's descent into madness, Samson's fatal compromises, Delilah's web of manipulation, Judas's fatal betrayal, and Peter's sorrowful denial. These aren't mere anecdotes. They're mirrors reflecting the complexities of the human soul. So ask yourself, which character resonates most with you? Which internal battles have you faced or are you currently facing? Because as we explore these biblical power struggles, we're not just dissecting ancient stories, we're examining the universal truths that define our shared human experience. In the words of the renowned author C.S. Lewis, we can all be heroes, because all of us basically have the same set of temptations. And now I want to hear from you. Let's discuss the deep-rooted reasons behind the actions of these intriguing biblical characters. Why do you think David pretended to be insane when confronted by King Saul? How do you feel about Delilah's role in Samson's downfall? And what makes Judas's betrayal so heartbreaking compared to Peter's denial? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insights might just shed more light on these complex narratives. But our journey through the depths of the human psyche doesn't end here. Next week, we're diving into the forbidden chapter that preachers don't talk about, exploring themes and teachings that challenge conventional religious norms. If you're eager to continue this exploration of faith, psychology, and human nature, don't forget to subscribe. By doing so, you'll be the first to unravel the secrets hidden within the scriptures. And if you found value in today's discussion, show your support by hitting the like button. Your engagement fuels our journey, allowing us to continue to bring you thought-provoking content. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, remember, within each of us lies a multitude of emotions, choices, and battles. Our stories, like the Bible characters we've discussed today, are a tapestry of heroism and villainy, of triumph and tragedy. It's in these narratives that we find our humanity, our capacity for greatness, and our propensity for mistakes. So let us learn from these stories, not to condemn, but to understand, not to judge, but to grow. For in the end, it's our choices, big and small, that truly define who we are.